time for another episode of hashtag Ijo Kumustahan 2023 series, a joint program for mental health awareness and educational webinar series, headed with a College of Teacher Education, College of Student Government, supported by our CTE administration, faculty, and staff, and 8 accredited academic organizations will be once united in a new setting but the same experience. Now, without any further delay, given this third day of May 2023, live on Zoom and Facebook page, this is the Ida Kumustahan webinar for the power of connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching and learning process. CTE, please stand by. participants, as we are about to start our webinar for today, allow me to remind you to our following etiquettes. Please keep your microphone muted unless you are speaking to avoid background noise and distractions. Use the chat function to ask questions or make comments. Please keep the chat professional and respectful. Participate actively in the discussion and engage with the presenter and other attendees. Technical issues can happen during webinars. Please be patient in understanding if any issues arise. Thank you for your attention, and we hope that you enjoy this exciting event. Thank you very much. We would like to start this program with an opening prayer and to be followed by the national anthem and the hymn.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today to praise and worship you and give you thanks for all the things you continue to provide for ourselves and our families. Father, we humbly ask for forgiveness for all the times you have offended you. Continue to guide and protect us, Lord. Bestow upon us your unending grace and healing, that we may in turn become instruments of gentleness and compassion to others. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, with prayer and intercession of our Blessed Mother. Amen.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اللهم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اللهم وحد صفوفنا بين المسلمين والنصارى واللوماد إلى صراطك المستقيم. اللهم امنحهم العيش بالأمن والسلامة والتنمية المستدامة في مدينة دافاو. اللهم لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amoy nen manama kami gimot tolangon, manotod kakaroson no. Si koikaw kaming dokul tolangon, way migtumpi to tano. Si koikaw kaming bohoy to kaupianan tolangon na maotaw. Pusako kapusong no, kana akong to pabulos koy. O agbuyo koikaw, way bohoy kat pabor, kahalaan, kalinaw, to kanami. No pag-ugpo, way kasabo ka koy, oyot kalambo. Kay kuro tamana kakodin panubado ay pag-ampo, kaupianan igboy no, way kakoy kong ingono, way kahalaan ka lang.
Bayang magiliw pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting sa manlulupi. Di ka pasisingil sa dagat at bundok, sa simuya, sa langit ng bagha. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningin. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng wala di pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang iligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Mga kabataan,
Excellencies, dearest guests, UMians, madyaw na kamdag, kamayubos. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Maayong buntag, CTE! Wolves, it is our pleasure to welcome you to the University of Mindanao College of Teacher Education presents the hashtag Edu Kumustahan webinar series with the theme Expanding Support for Students' Mental Health and Excellence in Education. Learn and be amazed. Let's witness together this year's fourth topic of our webinar series. And to welcome us, let me call on our CTE-CSG auditor, Miss Jemima Celine P. Amada. Let's give her a massive round of applause.
Good morning. Sorry for the background noise. Okay, it is my pleasure to welcome you all this online seminar on the power of connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching learning process. This webinar is aimed at exploring the critical role of social connections in the teaching learning process and how it contributes to student success. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Dean of College of Teachers Education, Dr. Jocelyn B. Bacasmot, and our program heads, starting with our BS Ed, Program Head Sir Joey C. Oliveros, our BSNED BC Ed, B-Ed Program Head Ma'am Charmaine V. Banyas, and our BPE Program Head Sir Junald Versano for their unwavering support in this webinar series. Their continuous encouragement and guidance have made this event possible. To our students and visitors, welcome. I hope that this seminar will be an enriching experience for you and that you will gain valuable insights that will assist you in your academic and personal growth. In this webinar, we will be hearing from the chosen expert in the field of education, who will be sharing her thoughts and experiences on how social connections can help us create a more effective teaching learning environment. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to all the people here, and I hope that you will enjoy and benefit from this webinar. Thank you.
Yon, thank you very much, Miss Auditor. Before to dive down to the most exciting part of our webinar journey today, atin namang i-check ang mga battery ng ating mga magigiting na academic organizations. Send your lots of reactions sa ating comment section below once matatawag po ang iyong respective organization. And for sure, nagpanikad na ang tanan magsaba-saba. So let's start it right away. Nasaan na ang ating agent? Yon. Meron namang mga taga-agent dito. Yan! I love the heart's reactions. Thank you very much. How about ang kupunan ng Asnicium? Yan! Present ang Asnicium. How about ang Elites? Come on. Ay, perfect. How about ang Ilustrado? May taga-ilustrado na ba dito? Yan, baka coming pa. Na-traffic pa sa EDSA. Well, anyway, moving on to Sama Phil. Yon, meron din tayong taga-Sama Phil. Nandito ba ngayon ang UMT-CMS? Na-traffic. Ayun, may UMT-CMS na. How about ang ating UMU-FED? Yan, present to present din. Magpapahuli ba ang yeast? Yon, meron din tayong taga-YIST. And of course, academic organizations. Meron din tayong mga bisita from the other schools. If ever meron po tayong mga bisita dito from the other schools, welcome na welcome po. And you may make some noise sa ating comment section. Yun, random ko talaga yung mga effort, yung support, participation, cooperation ng 8 accredited academic organizations for the College of Teacher Education. Thank you very much for making time to hear and learn something new today. Ganyan dapat CTE. Well, anyway, to formally introduce our valued speaker for today's webinar, allow me to call on our CTE-CSG treasurer, Mr. John Daryl Edio.
Good morning. Am I audible? Okay, so she is a licensed professional teacher with 12 years of experience in the academe. She finished her degree course in secondary education, majoring in English at the University of Mindanao, and completed her academic requirements for a Master of Arts in Educational Management at Rizal Memorial Colleges, while pursuing an ongoing Doctor of Education major in Educational Management at the University of Mindanao. Presently, she is an elementary school teacher too at Buhangin Central Elementary School, SPED Center, Buhangin District, Davao City. Please help me welcome Mrs. Rosalie Tadifa Sumampong.
Hello, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes po, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be back at the field of education, especially CUM. I'm a graduate of UM, BSed English. I'm also a member of AFIT before, Vice President 2000, way back 2008. And my task is giving you some field about social dimension of education. Share screen muna. Okay, when we talk about social dimension of education, it's very broad, and there's a lot of book about social dimension that you can buy. But I know that this time mas gusto niyo ang Google na, search na internet na than buying books. No, kay away before my time, library talaga kami, and books. Wala masyado pang mga internet. Ano pa lang kami, Word pa, and then wala pa masyadong Excel, mga PPTs, but otherwise wala pa masyadong mga gadget before. Cellphone na keypad pa lang. But nowadays, madali lang mag-Google lahat ng gusto niyo i-search. So, mas marami kayong a variety of mga references that you can look up to, especially if you want to have this social dimension of education. Okay, let me start with my task about social dimension of education. Yan. First and foremost, before I'll tackle about that social dimension of education, I'll give you why is it important ang social dimension, or what are the importance of social dimension of education for all of us educators. Yan. The social dimensions of education goes far beyond interpersonal relationships and developing the social skills which will support students throughout their lives. Education itself supports the social system. It supports its citizens' collective ideals and goals. On one hand, education advocates consensus in social thought and cooperation. And on the other hand, education encourages people to examine the places where a society may need improvement. Social science, dito na po, social science theories related to education provide a helpful framework for examining the social dimension and its meaning. Yan. And these are the importance, the four importance why we have the social dimension of education. First is to build school-community relationship. What does it mean? A school is an integral part of the community. What is taught in a classroom affects students, their parents, teachers, staffs, and leaks out into the rest of the community. Acceptable behavior in the school must also translate into acceptable behavior in the community and vice versa. To give the social dimension meaning, schools should work with their community to develop programs that involve students with their community and to develop programs that involve community members with the school. But again, my dear fellow educators, idea lang po ito lahat ng pinagsasabi ko. Because in reality, you will encounter different side of view when you become a real teachers in the field. It says, build school community relationship from school to community. But otherwise, it is important that the children learn from the family, from their home before they goes into the school. From the family itself, from the home itself, dun sila mag-start and before they're going to the school. That's vice versa talaga, but first home talaga. It's your family. And second, reduces social inequality. That's I think important, most important. Social dimension meaning extend beyond classroom boundaries. It's not only from your classroom. To diminish social inequality in the outside world, educators must provide equal opportunities for all students inside school walls. Education is intended to level opportunities for vulnerable groups, including students with disabilities, students of lower socioeconomic status, and students belonging to minority groups. By addressing these inequities, by developing policies and applying extra effort where it is needed, all students can be given a fair chance for success. Now, this thing that I am saying, nangyayari na po. Addressing the students with disabilities, mayroon na po tayo dyan inclusive education that focuses the SPED, the children with special needs. SPED, just like my school, it is a SPED center. So, meron na po kami mga children with special needs. We will cater that one, and boys and girls po, future educators, be ready with yourself. Kasi, even if you're not majoring special education, magkakaroon kayo ng estudyanteng mainstream, anong tinatawag? Special students that be enrolling or you'll be having in your classroom. Ang tawag po dyan in mainstream. Kahit hindi po kayo parang equipped with that, ready with yourself kasi nakapaloob po tayo sa memorandum from the DepEd Inclusive Education. Just be ready with yourself because I have one in my classroom and mahirap po, mahirap. Just be ready. Yan. Yung mga socio-economic status, I don't think so na hindi pa ito ginagawa even before because public education, public school, walang bayad. So there is no reason why this particular child cannot be enrolled in the school. It's not really a teacher factor na, para sa family na. Kasi walang bayad ang public school. Mag-enroll ka lang, pwede nang pumasok. Even if walang uniform, pwede. Kasi naka-memorandum yan na hindi siya hindrance ang wearing of school uniform. Yan. And students belonging to minority groups, nowadays, IPs, priority po ang mga IP. So, wala tayong debate about belonging to minority groups by addressing these inequities. Kahit na anong minority group ka belong, you are welcome to the public school, to the education if you want to study. And then policies meron na tayo. Third, supports the diversity of learners. Not all students have the same backgrounds. Of course, aminado tayo na. The same beliefs or the same life goals. Education needs to be flexible and take diversity into account, as suggested by social science theories related to education. Teachers should make an effort to find out what students know before teaching and then draw on this prior knowledge during lessons. It's the teacher's responsibility to make lessons as socially relevant as possible, linking together society at large with the classroom environment. I know na ito na po yung ginagawa ninyo while nandyan pa kayo sa undergrad studies. Diversity of learners, and we will tackle more of this mamaya at the later part na in how we would know the students. Yeah. Fourth is the teacher's social responsibility. Although school should preserve collective ideals of peace and order in society, it is also an environment where educators can address areas requiring social change. Dito na po magpo-fall ang research. Educator can address these mga problems, mga social change. If you want to have a social change in your areas of responsibility in your school, research na po. Kaya you better have background knowledge. If meron kayong research na mga subject, instill it in your mind kasi research hindi yan mawawala. Social science theories related to education connect to the idea of social justice and complement social dimensions, meaning and definition. In addition to reducing social inequality, teachers must also discuss inequity in the classroom. I always do that in my classroom, the inequity of each pupils that I have, because wala talagang equal na pupils that you will have. Diversity of learners, individual differences, dyan naman po fall si SK, si Soren Kierkegaard, yung mga individual differences ninyo. Essentialism. Yan. Students must become aware of social problems in their world, including human rights, economic distribution, social policy, in order to become proactive adults who instigate change. As much as possible, do not para bang wag niyong parang hayaan na bata ang handle ninyo, especially to BE-Ed, even if BS-Ed kayo, you'll be handling high school, sabihin nyo what is real outside, kung ano ang mga problema. Wag nyong parang do not be malicious. If you want to talk the parts of the human body, parang maglabas sa bibig ninyo, do not be, kasi it's the reality. Ako, sa mga grade 4 students ko, I'll be saying that parang todo, in Bisaya, wala na lipod-lipod. Musulti ko sila, but that is reality nowadays. That is your responsibility as a teacher. Yan. That, these four are parang kinuha ko lang. Maraming importance of social dimension, but I like these four importance when it comes to social dimension in education. That's it. Yan. First and foremost, before mag-expand pa tayo sa topic, what is education? There are lots of definition of education if you Google it. But I choose this one. Education is defined as teaching and learning specific skills. Kasi ang sinabi nyo, the topic is social dimension in teaching learning. It's the same. When you say social dimension education, it boils down to the teaching and learning specific skills. And also something less tangible is defined as what? Imparting of knowledge, positive judgment, and well-developed wisdom. When we say education, yan lang ang nasa isip natin, teaching and learning. Lahat na yan mag-follow. Ano ang gina-teach nyo? What will the children, what will the boys and the girls would learn? Yan, education. Maraming definition, but it boils down to this one. Education has one of its fundamental aspects that is imparting of culture from generation to generation. That is what education means. Yan. But before that one, I'll have this. I opted this one to give you history of education. I know tapos na kayo sa mga history of education, but I will make a little bit of review about the history of education, saan sila nanggaling, and this PPT will somewhat help you to have a review. I'll be giving this to you to have a reference, ha? Kasi this one will be out in your exam. Yan. History of education. In other contemporary ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Babylon, and later ancient Greece and Roman Republic, the provision of education was only restricted to the wealthy elite or to professional scribal guilds. That was before. That was way before. Speaking of women, wala po tayong rights before. Masyado. And for the poor also, it's the education for the wealthy lang. Wealthy people, the professional, yung scribal guilds nila. Maswerte tayo ngayon because pantay na ang rights natin when it comes to education. Historical foundation. Education is as old as life itself. No one can present an accurate account concerning the origin of education. For the evolutionists, education started from primitive people, just like Charles Darwin, who is the proponents of the theory of evolution. They say that it comes from the olden times palang sa mga kanunuan natin ang education, which is somewhat true. From the creationists, it started from Adam and Eve. For the Catholics, well, the first man and woman is Adam and Eve. So this started the education from them. And for the modern day education, owes much of its system to the institution established by this particular countries. Sila talaga yung marami tayong makikitang mga kasulatan about education. The China, the India, Israel, Egypt, Greece, at saka Rome. First muna tayo sa Chinese education. Run through lang tayo dito, ha. I know you have a brief background of the history of education. Chinese education, descendants from the Huangqiu River. Ang Chinese education kasi they follow Confucianism, diba? They are more on the path of Confucius, the Analects. Alam niyo yung Analects. And then, Confucius kasi believed that government has the responsibility to provide education. But before, Chinese government is, not democratic country. Unlike before, republic na sila, democratic sila. But before, walang chances ang mga babae na maka-school. They will be left outside. That's why it was the decade of 1980s na one-child policy lang sila kasi anak sila ng anak. Before, basta they will stop having child when they have a lalaki, man. That's what, maraming population, one of the highest population in terms of ang China before kasi wala sa kanilang parang in Bisaya, walay bili ang babae. Kung anak silang anak until they have a male. But after that, may one child policy na sila. So it's either they will have a child, a female child accepted na or magmaya pa si Bisaya. They will be happy if it is a boy. Yan. That's the Chinese education. Lalaki lang before. But now, kahit sino na sa kanila because they are republic and they are in democratic country. Communist, yan sila before. Egyptian education, yan. Polytheists, meaning worshippers of many gods. Sino ba yung mga god nila? We have Ra, son of God. We have Set, god of war. Osiris, god of death. You have that in your other subject. The gods, the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods. Yan, mga pharaohs considered their kings and their gods. If you are very into watching movies, just like I am very movie addict ako, especially, not Tagalog lang other English mga If you see their writings, it's on their walls. Mga hieroglyphics nila, system of picture writing. Yan, mga Egyptians, sa mga pyramid nila. Way before BC. It's before Christ. And andyan na yung Egyptian. And if you are a Catholic, you would read this one in the Bible, the Egyptian, how they formed these pyramids, but the time of Moses, that's one. Yan. Matagal na yung Egyptian when it comes to education. And they are more basic foundation of education, more on arts. Ayan, engineering. Parang walang makakatalo sa Egyptian when it comes to engineering. Kasi up to now, if the scientists and the engineers would say they cannot do the pyramid, even if we are on the digital era, technology high na tayo, mahirap magawa yung ginawa nila before yung mga pyramids. Kaya they're the best when it comes to engineering. Greek education, divided into several polis. Wag na tayo dyan. Greek, Germanic, and Aryan. Ito lang, we will focus on Sparta and Athens because when it comes to Greek, itong dalawa na Sparta and Athens, they were the two popular people and cities of that time. Yan, Spartan education. Dito tayo. Sparta was the largest, purely military. If you watch movies, when you see or when you saw Spartan, they are warriors talaga. Military kasi more on heading sila sa being a warrior, being a guard, being a military. Kasi at the age of 7, they will be turned over to Piadomos. And then military commander na who will take care of the boys. So mag-train na sila until the age of 18. And then after 18, military training na. So if you have a son and that time, kawawa kayo kasi 7, kunin na sa inyo yung anak niyo and they'll be training na at the age of 7. Kaya malaki yung katawan nila, they are trained well. And by the age of 20, punta na sila sa war. Yung mga nakita niyo movies that's somewhat real at the time. And 30, they're compelled to marry. And I don't think so, they will be aabot ng 30 if they into war. Maswerte na kung makauwi sila sa bahay. Then, girls' education was limited to the instruction given by their mothers. So what are the instructions given by our mothers before if we put ourselves into their shoes? So maglaba, magluto, yun lang ang education natin. Ha? O, instruction by their mother, maglaba, magluto, maghanda para sa mga lalaki, yun lang. Then, Athenian education, yan, Athens. If we speak about Athens, it's more in sports. Yun lang. Isa yung Athens, sports. Kasi paglabas yun sa mga athletics ng Athens, sports talaga yan sila. Yan, son and mine, democratic form of living, but all schools were private. So, if you say private, pag ganon, it's, the education is not a right. It's a privilege. If you say private, diba? It's a privilege kasi not all the people or not all the families have the opportunity or may pera to enroll their kids in that school. So boys were separated from the girls. 0 to 7, tingnan nyo, 0 ha, from 0. So parang wala pang 1 year. May training na from pedagogos or their slave yan siya, yung mga trainer nila, educated slave. And palestra, a public gymnasium where boys had their physical training under a tribe. Yan, mga training. Kasi they are the best when it comes to sports before. Yan. Yan. Mga Athenian education, petatlon. Sa kanila galing yan. Running, jumping, mga javelin throws, kanila galing yan. Iliad and Odyssey para is Athens, ha. Do not forget. Ano pa yung Iliad and Odyssey? Babalik-balik lang yan sa atin sa inyo. Iliad and Odyssey. Ano mo, sige lang tag Iliad and Odyssey, gawas yun na siya. Yan, grammarian, writing teacher, Epibus, Sophist, do not worry because if it's run through, I'll be giving this one so you can take a look over and over and over again for this para makatulong lang. Yan. When we say educational theories, this 3 has the parang great educational theories of all time. Pabalik-balik, memorize na ninyo na. Socrates, know thyself. Yan. Know for his Socratic method. Socratic method. Sa philosophy ninyo. Plato, sino ba ang nagsulat ng The Republic? And si Plato, discussion of philosophy. The theory of forms, ideas. Pag sinabing a vision of utopia, it's Plato. Yan, philosopher king's rules over other members of society. Then Aristotle, father of modern science. And the synthesis, Plato's believe in the eternal forms and scientists believe in the real world that we can see, touch, or smell. Yan, pag sinabing theory of the golden mean, Aristotle, yan, everything is in moderation. Moderation lang lahat. Pag exceed na, wala na, hindi na siya sa golden mean and before. And it, parang naka-align din siya in our, para sa mga Catholic and mga Christian and everything in moderation because once we exceed, andoon na tayo papunta sa 7 deadly sins, the gluttony, the lust, the greed, yun na. Kasi taas na tayo sa in moderation, exceed na. So 7 deadly sins na naman in Catholic. Ayun, the 7 deadly sins, may mga movies yun. Gluttony, lust, yan siya. And philosophical schools. This one, it's important din sa atin na academy. Who founded that one? It's Plato as the world's first university. Ayan. Lyceum founded by Aristotle. School of Stoics, run through lang tayo, founded by Zeno. Epicurean, it's founded by Epicurus. Then Roman education, pragmatic education. What's pragmatic education? We will tackle that one. It's trying to find practical applicants. The early Roman education, the home-based education, the Hellenized, it's more on the Greek civilization. Yan. Stages of Roman education, I'll be giving this one lang. Elementary, 7 to 10. Yan. If secondary ka na, 10 to 16. Higher education, 16 up. It's rhetorical. Mga stages lang yan siya. Influencer thinkers of Roman education. Si Cicero, siya yung mga ideal, Quintilian. Si Quintilian kasi, sinali ko because he stressed on memory and used it as a motivation, mga memorization. And then he suggested the use of play and games in education. Before yung mga John Dewey, mga learning by doing, so, may ano na tayo na Quintilian suggested that one, so play and games for more parang playful when it comes to learning. Medieval education, run through medieval. When we speak of medieval, ang pinakamataas na tinitingnan before is the Pope, Cardinal, Archbishop, Bishop, Priest, and that's the time, if we talk about the Philippines, that's the time of Spanish era. Sila yung masunod. Walang ibang gina-follow ang mga tao. It's the Pope, it's the Bishop, mga praile. Yan. Mga fry butod. Alam niyo ang fry butod, ha? Lumabas siya sa No Limit Hunger by Jose Rizal. Fry butod. Kasi mga Pope, mga cardinal yan siya. Modern education. Yan. Run through. Humanism. Vitorino de Feltre. Importante. Humanist school. When you talk about humanist school, it's Vitorino de Feltre. And then, this Desiderius Ramos advocate the importance of studying the character of the child. And then, why I like this man, because he likewise believed that women should enjoy the same educational rights enjoyed by the men. Modern education, nandito na po tayo na more on we asked the rights of a woman na in this modern times na. Reformation, very familiar, Martin Luther, the 95 Theses of Martin Luther King, and Philip Melanchthon, parang nagsabay ito sila. It's making reformation in education and more on discrimination in a whole. Hindi lang sa more on education, pero as a whole na yan sila, because that time the black parang discriminated by the whites talaga by that time. Pero 1960s yun na, mga 1950s, 1960s. So, medyo malapit sa era natin. Yan. Run through na lang natin itong modern education. Alam natin yan sa history of education. Ayan. Dito na tayo sa 4 pillars of education. What are those 4 pillars of education? I know you have studied this one because andyan na yata kayo sa mga edu na or proof ed nyo. 4 pillars of education: know, do, live together, and be. I'm making my notes. Ayan. Yan. Learning to know. What is learning to know? People have to learn to understand the world around them by combining a sufficiently broad general knowledge with the opportunity to work in depth of a number of subjects. This also means learning to learn. And this is learning to know. Yan. Learning to know implies learning how to learn by developing one's concentration, memory skills, and ability to think. But who are the specific people? Yeah. Learning to know also involves the development of knowledge and skills that are needed to function in the world. These skills include literacy, numeracy, and critical thinking. So, BEd, para sa inyo po itong learning to know. Kasi dyan, magsisimula ang learning to know ng isang individual. Literacy, numeracy, and critical thinking. Diyan natin i-develop ang isang bata, ang isang individual. This is your time learning to, kasi dyan pa man, that stage pa, learning to know. They have to know what are those basic requirements. Yan, numeracy. Yan. It also help individuals develop values and skills for respecting and searching for knowledge and wisdom. Very basics. Learn to learn. So, bata pa, we have to instill to their minds mga basic na, yung reading natin, arithmetic, good. Acquire a taste for learning throughout life. Diyan, magsisimula ang critical thinking, acquire tools for understanding the world, create curious mind learner, understand sustainability concept and issues. So if you think about learning to know, more on mga bata pa, di ba? And learning to know help with the knowledge and information needed to work in globalized information society and knowledge economy, and the tools for learning how to learn and to be independently acquire knowledge. Kaya, yung mga elementary students, elementary pupils ninyo, if you will be assigned an elementary, especially public school, align tayo sa vision and mission of DepEd. Do not pamper them and tell the parents, do not pamper your kids. Kasi in reality, I'll tell you, educators, masyadong pampered ang mga bata ngayon. Wala na, ma-ex ang atong learning to know and the vision and mission of the DepEd if magsunod tayo sa lahat ng kagustuhan ng parents nowadays. I'll give you an example. Grade 2, that parents would tell, teach, I'll give na lang money I'll give money for you to pay anyone who will sweep who will clean the room, basta ang akong anak di siya palimpyuhin kay kalinturahon. Asa naman ang learn to learn? Asa naman ang development of a child? Asa naman mo adto ang ready nimo siya in real world? Na di man nimo siya palimpyuhon. Unsa pagkabalo if ever mamatay ka, parents? Di ka balo mo limpyo imong anak na kay mo adapt anak. That's the question nowadays in reality. Very pampered and entitled. Hindi lang parents ang entitled nowadays, students also, and you know that. Very entitled. Respect. Dito develops respect. That respect nawawala na. Meaning, nag-decline na ang respect. Even if nasa inyong age, college days, wala na. Nag-decline na because you are entitled. Aminin nyo, deep inside, maraming entitled. Wala nang respect. How would you go to the outside world, into the real world, if walang respect? And I have a question for you. Mamaya niyo sagutin. Is respect freely given or respect is earned? Give me your answer mamaya. Freely given ba or earned ang respect? Yan, it's learning to know pa ha, tayo entitled pa. Yan. Next is learning to do. Yung nakamay na. Nakita nyo ang kamay kasi ano ang ginagamit natin pag may gagawin tayo? It's more on the hands. So learning to do na tayo ha. Learning to do involves the acquisition of skills that are often linked to occupational success, such as computer training, managerial training, and apprenticeships. Guess what? So, learning to do. It describes putting knowledge and learning into practice innovatively through skill development, practical know-how, development of competence, life skills, personal qualities, aptitudes, and attitudes. Even if elementary students, you can give them practical know-how. Again, assign cleaners. Sila ang mag-clean. They will know how to sweep. They will know how to clean. And aminado tayo kahit public school, marami dyan, hindi marunong magwalis. Diyos ko, mga kuhaan tayo. Siguro dato sila. And then, marami dyan, hindi marunong magtahi gani. May mga EPP pabaya ha? In elementary, may mga subject na you need to know how to sew. Yung how to magtahi. Hindi na siya na marunong. Kahit gani, may subject sa EPP, paano maghiwa ng mga fruits. Dili kabalo. Kasi mga malagitanan. Anak na siya. Kaya practical know-how, paano sila mag-learn how to do. Di ka ni gina kalimpi sa balay, ginatuduan sa balay. So, kamo gyud that teacher factor ba tanan no. And life skills, personal qualities, aptitudes and attitudes, learning to do. Yan. That's the task clearly defined. Yan, routinary practical transmission. Yan, yung mga aptitude for teamwork. Of course, if you have mga task given, hindi mawawala ang teamwork, but because you cannot do that alone. Ay, ano siya? Ay, ano siya? Kasi naitabo. Kasi naitabo. Tsaka akong ibal. What happened?
Restore ko muna yung ma'am ha, sharing
sige.
of screen kasi may nag-share ng iba tapos
Yeah.
medyo malicious.
Yes. Because we are live. I think, di ba? We are live.
Yes po. Oh my God. Ayan, okay na po ma'am. Pwede ka na po mag-present. Sino yung student? I think na-record siya. Pa-call out ko na lang. Later. Na-record yung name niya.
Ay, okay. But, parang nawala yung...
Nawala yung ma'am, yung presentation mo po, but you can present now po.
Nawala yung PPT, Ay, sige ha, kadali lang. Pamilit lang ha.
Take your time po, ma'am.
Opo. Nawala yung download. Sige lang. Nagpuan mo. Sige lang ha. Ako alang ibalik. Anyway, dali lang man siya.
Okay.
Kaya naka-PDF. That's why I opted to have the PDF rather than the PPT. Gini siya ang paano live. May technical. Anyway, madali. If this the lesson ha, mas maganda if PDF po ninyo. Mas madali siya. Ayan.
Ano yung calculator lang?
Ayan. Sige, share screen ko balik. I know this is not the one.
I think may copy yata ng presentation mo yung technical team, ma'am.
Sige daw. Sige.
baka
Yung PDF
pwede
ha. Yung PDF na
Yes
lang.
po. Okay po.
On it, Brad.
You can choose na lang between PPT and PDF. Anyway, it's the same.
Great, okay na siya, Ma'am EJ.
Wait, Brad. Having technical difficulties on opening the PowerPoint presentation of ma'am.
But I guess,
I think
hindi niya,
na-present.
Ana. Okay na, no?
Okay po.
Yes po, ma'am.
Sige, dili na lang.
Makita na.
Ako na lang ikuan dito ko. Asa ko, ha? Ayan. Na naman. Thank you. Yan, dito parang dili na siya. Sige. Diretso na. Ayan. So, learning to do na tayo, ha? Ayan. It is clear that learning to do more focuses on high school, especially TVET, Technical and Vocational Education and Training, mga TICVOC. Yan. Learning how to do needs to encompasses all four pillars of learning in order to prepare the individual. Wag niyong i-low o ayun ninyo siya kanang galing, ay, dili ko mag-TICVOC, gusto ko mag-STEM, gusto ko mag-UMS, kay social. Ha? Because a TechBook o TVET nowadays, focus natin yan, especially yung mga ALS, yung mga not enrolled na in the college because they opted to have the vocational course. Uy, ayun yung mind. Kinana sila yun sa four pillars of learning. Learning to do is anchored within the context of lifelong learning kasi mas maganda or mas prepare ang isang tao if they know something na gamit talaga ang mga kamay. Of course, education kayo, prepare ninyo sa academe. That's why the same and preparation for life and the world of work talaga. That's why they are focusing on the TechBook, the TVET when it comes to learning to do. Ayaw lang mo pag ay binigay ko sa learning to do kay because education po, academic po. Mind you, walang ibang profession nang galing sila lahat but they come from us, teachers. Ha? Kasi even before, way back, wala daw, sino ba talaga unang guro? If you are a Catholic, again, if you are a Christian man ko, not purely Catholic, sino bang tinatawag natin na guro even before? It's Jesus. Tinatawag siyang guro. So mind you, teachers. Yan, mga learning to do, run through ko lang ito. Yan. Learning to do identifies work related. And then here, learning to live together na tayo, ha? Learning to live together. Learning to live together is, consider this one as, learning to live together in peace and harmony. So, if you matured na, growing up na, you know how to live together despite of individual differences. No racial discrimination, no gender discrimination because you are matured enough to know these things. Search for truth and knowledge, internalize. Matured naman kayo, so wala nang parang, ay, sama na siya, oy, dili ko niya. Okay, bayot na siya. Dili ko niya, kadigra na siya. Wala mo anang learning to live together if your mind is stuck sa ingana. Yan. Learning to live together involves the development of social skills and values. More on values na tayo, so matured na. Respect and concern for the others. Interpersonal. Again, no man is an island. You cannot live alone. I asked you to your video. Ano po siya? Later na. May nag-screen. Ayan, ay. Paspasan. Yan, may ano po ha, education initiative for learning live together. So, that's the third one. The fourth one is learning to be satisfaction. What is the highest goal of a man? It starts with letter H and end with letter S. Everyone's highest goal. Kinsa may makakuan, hatag sa kuha. One word. Start with letter H, end with letter S. The highest ultimate goal of a man. Wala? Happiness. Happiness. You're happy. Karon happy mo. Nakaskwela mo. But that's not really the happiness that you are aiming. Happiness na walay ginamind. Happiness na you are satisfied lahat. Yan, that's the ultimate goal. The all-round development of the whole person is to feel his highest potential and be able to think, decide, and act independently. The source of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Yan. The aim of development is what? Richness of his future. Parang itong learning to be is highest satisfaction na ninyo. Parang nandoon na kayo sa level na you are the parang medyo tapos ko na ito. So, I have to be this. I have to be an individual. I have to be a member of a family. I have to have my own family if you want to. I want to become a senator. I want to be a producer. I want to be inventor. I want to go to other countries to study, to earn, to work. Yan. Lahat na sa learning to be. Yan. Learning to be activities, yan. Body, mind, and spirit. Yan. These four. This education is one piece of a puzzle. One piece of a puzzle lang for your entire being. And if you feel that puzzle, you'll be a whole. Parang mahul ka kung ma-feel na ni mo ang puzzle. Education is one piece. Ano pa ba ang kulang ng mga piece? To be a whole person. It's up to you. Kayo na po ang mag-feel niyan. Gina-feel na sa education a part of yourself. Yan. That's the four pillars of education. Learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. Punta na tayo, harantron lang nila ako ang philosophy of education. Okay, punta tayo sa naturalism. Ism na ta. Padulong ta sa kuan. Ism na ta ha. What's this one? Philosophy. Naturalism. Naturalism. Rooted from ancient philosophy. In summary, naturalism stands for democratic, universal way. Everyone must be educated in the same manner. Natural lang. Education is according to human development and goal. Basta ko sa mata ha? Yan. Dito, child is considered to be the focal point in educative process. And the nature of the child should be fully deciphered and should be helped to grow naturally. Ang focus on naturalism is the child itself. You can help as an educator to grow them naturally, gradually, and systematically without undue interference. You should be regarded as a child rather than a miniature adult. instead of imposing adult standards on them, let them have opportunities of formulating and articulating their ideas. The naturalist says that education should be geared for generating the happiness in the child, which must be born out of child's virtues like prudence, judgment, etc. In other way, ang bata, himuag bata. Ayaw siya himuag matured. Let them play. Let them experience what really the life of a child is. Yan ang naturalism. Kasi in this era, in this nowadays, ang mama ayaw gawas na, delikado. And then, focus lang sa gadget. Unsang pagdulaan na, unsang pagbata na, focus lang sa gadget. As a parents, as a kuya man gid mo ang ate, sige, kamo na ang bahala magkuan sa ilaha, magdiscipline. That's naturalism. Next is idealism. Idealism, magdali lang ha. The aim of idealism is the field of education is discover and develops people abilities and form moral excellence so they can be better serve society. Idea lang. Kung sa inyong ideal, mo to yung gusto. Ano siyang idealism. Kung idea niyo ay gusto ko mahimong kuan, good teacher someday, mao ni ang akong follow, that's your idea. That's idealism. Next is realism. This is the greatest impact of educational philosophy because it is the foundation of scientific reasoning. When you say scientific reasoning, realism yan siya. It's based on scientific. Wala na iba sa realism. Based on science. Yan. Next, existentialism. Ang paborito na ako, si Soren Kierkegaard at si Jean-Paul Sartre. When we speak of existentialism, it is individual differences. Pag makita ganin yung question dito, individual differences, existentialism na guna siya. Wala na lain. So, ang ginapalaw sa existentialism is one change in attitude. Instead of saying it is something a learning field measures against, that is existentialism. It's emphasize individuality. Walang iba. Existentialism emphasize individuality. Essentialism. You are essential. Yan. Essentialism is teacher-centered. Mind ha? Essentialism is teacher-centered educational philosophy that emphasize learning skills through traditional subject like reading, writing, math, and science. That is essentialism. Run through ko na lang ni kay humanag din mo ani. Balik na nako. Perennialism, this one, parang ginagamit ninyo, primarily concerned with the importance of mastery of the content and development of reasoning skills. Yan, that's perennialism. Everlasting and change. Walay ma-change. Mana siya, perennialism. Eternal. Humanism, importance of it is the self-evaluation. That's humanism. Progressivism, learning by doing. When you say progressivism, learning by doing by John Dewey. Focus on the child as a whole rather than on content. Let the child progress on her own. Anak na siya. Kaya kinahanglan makabalo ang bata kung siya dapat buhaton kung iyang ginabuhat. That's it. That's progressivism. What I like about progressivism is very student-centered ang progressivism, which is mo na nga itong dapat buhaton as an educator. Nationalism, you are teaching the love of your country. That's done. Yan. Constructivism. Constructivism is more on also a student-centered philosophy that emphasizes hands-on learning of students. And it's the same with progressivism, constructivism, yan ginagamit natin, existentialism, yun ang parang more on sa atin. Reconstructivism, it's the same with constructivism. It's a student-centered philosophy that promotes world social progress. More on real world tayo dyan if we talk about reconstructivism. Behaviorism, very familiar by Ivan Pavlov. When we say rewards and punishment lang, if you say, ang dili human sa ilahang quiz, 0. Ang mahuman, tigaan ako candy. Ana lang na siya, rewards and punishment. Rewards and punishment by Pablo. Ito, dito na tayo ha. Teachers and society. And 5 philosophies run through. Moral principles of a teacher. Morality refers to the quality of human acts by which we can see them right or wrong, good or evil. Ito yung sundan natin na principles of the teachers. Do good and avoid evil. Do unto others what you do not want others unto you. You will know that when you will be in teaching field na talaga, when you become a teacher someday. 8-fold paths. That is from Buddhism. The right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. That is the 8-fold paths. And the 5 pillars of Islam or Muslim, kung ay mga Muslim diha, if I am right, it's the Shahada, the Salat, the Zakat, the Saum, and the Hajj. 10 Commandments, we need that one. Yeah, as a teachers, we are expected to be a person of good moral characters as exemplified by being human, loving, virtuous, and mature. Wapo, kabalo mo, ang ginasulti diri is, mahimo na mong santo o santa. Teachers kay santo o santa, pero dili good in reality. Gawas ang iyong evil side. Syagit man gid mo. Tuntuon na mo og syagit-syagit ha. Yan. Teachers values formation, values are thought and caught. Yes, gikuha o matun-an. And values have cognitive, affective, and behavioral dimension. Mo na inyong ginabutang sa inyong lesson plan, kinahanglan na cognitive, na affective, and behavioral domain. In reality, pwede good isa good anak. Kung asa ra inyong matudlo, you can choose. Pwede good ang tulo, wala. Isa diha na pwede balik-balik duha. Reality, kana good. Values formation includes cognitive, again. Teachers, classroom, and community. Ito na, organizational plan, ha? Structured classroom, isa na sa gina-check. Flexible classroom, individualized approach, and grouping. Kana ang mabutang sa inyo ha o gina-check mostly sa inyong mga higher ups. Ang anong ako ning gisulti sa inyo so that you'll be ready. Kay inyo ha diya, I know for sure, puro lang na ideal ang nasa inyong mind. But in reality, mauna ni siya. Kamu ang magpagwapo sa inyong room. Well, plan ahead of time. Di mo tiga-agwarta ha. Flexible classroom, allowance for free movement, kinahanglan, makamove ang mga bata. Then, namoy time allotment sa inyong klase. And, of course, namoy activity learning. Is it individualized or is it in grouping? It's up to you, teachers. Scheduling. Good time management is the key to smooth flow of planned activities. You plan ahead what you want to do with your kids, your boys and girls tomorrow. Set up, pwede sa mind na ninyo na, pwede isulat ninyo. And, kasi kung dili mo ready, pataka lagi mo yaw-yaw anak dito. Kung dili mo ready. Dapat ahead of time kasi maski sa mind ninyo. Tapos, daily lesson, may lesson plan, but nowadays, we are using DLL or the daily lesson log. Yan. You must have also parents-teacher conference after class ito. Every grading, every end of the grading, kinahanglan isulti yun yung feedback sa inyong pupils. Ayaw mo pag-atik-atik, isulti yun na siya. Kung kana imong anak, di kabalo manili, isulti. Imong anak, sige, cutting classes, especially high school, isulti. Ayaw pag duha-duha o ingana sa mga parents. Working with other teachers during occasion, school, and events. Important yung teamwork. If kinahanglan ng imong time as a teacher sa other activities, you must involve. I tell you, if you are assigned in a small school, daghan mo ancillary. What is ancillary? Coordinatorship. Kung gamay na school ha, prepare. Daghan mo ancillary. If you will be assigned in a bigger school, mas lesser. Kung wala pa ganyan ancillary, mas nindot. Kung namin ancillary 1 lang, coordinatorship, go. Or if I were you, mas nindot wala. Daghang paperworks. And preparing new teaching devices. No worries, may mga TV naman, may mga gadget na kayo, so you have to plan this, magpa-YouTube po diya, magpaunsa mo sa mga bata. Of course, align with your subjects. Advance request for supplies and materials for the week's lesson and for learning centers. Dili na siya tinuod ha. Butang lang na siya diri. Digon mo ka-request. Kamugoy mamalit. Pero naman po yung MOE, mahatagan man mo. Pero not all the time. Supervising students along the corridors and school grounds or while eating in the canteen is your discipline. How will you do that as a classroom teacher? Saan niyo siya kainin? What will you do? The do's and don'ts, the house rules of your classroom, the house rules of the school. Emphasize that one in your students. Pillar or emergency activities. Yan. Tips for maintaining good time management, schedule, again, activities, time management, provide enough time for everything you expect to happen, idealistic, avoid rushing since, you know, may mga allotment man, pag mayun ka ni si head niyo, oy, kanisa ka gusto magpa-observe, you plan it ahead of time. Kay, diba ang ka basta mag-observe niya. Principal, tigil mag-observe mga master teacher. Be flexible with assignment. Again, nowadays, the memo, no assignment na. Wala na. Pampered ng bata, wala na assignment, unlike before. Pero naman mo ka ng mga extra lang gudiya na, okay ni, just pass it on tomorrow. But ay lang jud ag assignment notebook ay bawal na siya. Yeah. Record keeping, you must have this. Please, attendance is important, student progress. Kasi pag naimahitabo sa inyong bata, then wala mo daily attendance, wala ninyo siya na absent, dili kamo ang manubag. Student progress, of course, your class record, dapat naa mo para makita. Dili man gyud na siya makita sa non-parents para mapakita ninyo basig na ay you will come up. Ug isa gyud ka parents or duha ka parents, dili tanan nimo pwedeng okay. You cannot parang satisfy everyone. Nagid kay parents pag teacher ka nganong gagmay score akong kuan ma'am na bright man na siya, asa imong mapakita kung wala kay class record na gibutang gid nimo. Tapos attendance, ang kinsa ning bata nadagma, nabanggaan sa gawas, pagtanaw sa mga attendance imo na pero imo siyang gi-present today, teacher na pud na. Yan. Physical environment, maintaining cleanliness, it's up to you. Proper ventilation depends on your classroom. Avoid unnecessary noise. Classroom management pa rin yan sa iyo. If you want to be strict, if you want to be lenient, it's up to you. Seating arrangement, lahat yan sa inyo. Yan, discipline. How could you discipline if it is overcrowded? Student at the class. Poor lighting facilities, inadequate ventilation, disorderly cabinets, inappropriate seating arrangement, near sources of noises. If you want to apply in public school, be ready. Kung saan kayo ma-assign. If you will be assigned in a beautiful school, in a big school, good. If you will be assigned in far-flung areas, nakahoy lang, ready lang. Na may ventilated man na hangin sa gawas. Assign mo dito sa gym mo magtudlo. You will experience that. Everything I say today, you will be experiencing that in the near future. What to prevent? Or prevention, cooperative learning. Hindi to prevention na dili niyo buhaton ha, pero prevention niyo na siya na in a ways unsay pwede niyo mabuhat. Yan. Gina-emphasize nowadays sa DepEd ang cooperative learning, team learning, peer tutoring. Gamit na niyo na. Wala na kayo ng individualize. O na iya ha. Switch from one technique to another as need arises. Patience, compassion, caring attitude, respectful. Ang inyong pasensya, kung pwede palampasan pa dito sa universe, palampasin. Kay ang bata karon is mas daghan siya gulo na gina-cater kaysa teacher. Pildi gud ta permi. That's why halat siya target mo. Saha pildi ang teacher gud. Bata learners ang more on cater sa Department of Education. Proper facial expression, kind words of praises, avoid unusual clauses, favoritism, and bias treatment. Yan. Yan. Discipline is students' responsibility. Kung na sila rights, na sila responsibility. Just tell them, you have the rights, you have the responsibility. You have the rights to talk, but your rights end when the rights of others begins. Your freedom ends when the freedoms of others begins. What does it mean? Pwede ka mag-storya kay imuha ng freedom, imuha ng rights. Pero pag ang rights o ang freedom na pud sa lain, masapawan na nimo, wala na kay rights, wala na kay freedom ana. Example, naka rights magkanta-kanta, pero alas 10 lang taman kay ang rights sa uban o ang freedom sa uban ang matulog, imuha nang gida-disturb. That freedom and rights of your singing will stop there. Mo na siya. Nay mga rights ba, kakibat responsibility. Discipline is the teacher's way of establishing desirable student-oriented environment. Discipline, di kumusulti kung sa pag-discipline, kay individual ta, kamu bahala kung saan yung pag-discipline ang iyong bata. It's up to you, yun na siya in real world. Tips to make the teacher a good disciplinarian. Mga tips lang ito ha. Know your students well, show your sincere concern for their welfare, commendable behavior reciprocal, become poised and tactful, mga idealistic, be firm yan at all times, enthusiastic, practice good sense of humor, mga ideal to be a good teacher. Yan, mga acceptable and non-acceptable. Wala na tayo corporal punishment, so scolding, harsh words, nagging, long sermons, pero sa tinuod lang, mag-sermon with ka. Keeping students in detention area, dili na siya pwede. Denying students some privilege, diba, privilege kay mga bata karon. Assignment of additional homework, wala na. Using ridiculous sarcasm, subtracting points from grades to misbehavior. Yan, wala na yan siya ha. Pero nana sa inyo, no? Students, di lang kumukuan, ay lang magtubag. Are you entitled? Pasuko ba mo kasaban mo sa teacher? Mutubag mo, no? Especially mo chat lang mo. I know for sure that you don't want to be scolded. Yaga-yaga ba mo? Pabalik sa inyo pagka mo ng teacher. Masakitan mo. Respect lang. Respect in every way, ha? Ay, nanapoy nagbuon. Nagbinuang.
Wait lang, ma'am.
You erase.
For
No. It's, sige lang.
Mang restrict medyo ko ano yung ano
Restrict.
kabad ano nila.
Mao na akong ginasulti na nowadays, your age, di na gani sila nag-mind. They want to do, they want to say, they want to post, they want to chat, they want to write whatever they're inside in their mind without thinking other gani, lain na siya ba? Sorry lang ha, pero kabalid yun po kay mulain po sa inyo ha. Oh. Yan, establishing routine, kamo nang bahala sa inyong routine. I know, ang uban dili na kaayo. So,
ma'am, posta na mo kadali ma'am ha kay Ragnajay student na dili from UM and I think naa siya diri sa Zoom karon and naga-make fun siya sa
yes.
Kuan webinar.
Sa webinar. Because
already removed it pressed and
your link is
kuan
kasi. Your link is open. Your
Yes,
link is
ma'am.
open and sige lang,
Naka-restrict na po ang link, ma'am. As of the moment.
Wala problema sa ko, ready ko anak tanan. Ayan. Na naman tahatik na. UNESCO, ako lang balikon because the 4 pillars of education is naka-align tayo sa UNESCO, United Nations and Cultural, yung learning to do, learning to know, to know, to do, to live together, and to be is aligned. And yun, EPA, Education for All, 2015, kahit 2015 up to these days, Education for All meaning no child will be left behind. Dapat tanan bata, na opportunity, na may eskwela, walay mahibilin. That's why, wala lang na ako siya tackle, kay taas kayo ha. Naamoy, unsa ni, shut up daw. Naamoy time, what's this? Ang no child will be left behind is sa DepEd na siya. Na yung mga klase man good na education, kung inyuhan ng makuanan, formal als, wala na siya kuan karon na dili makaswilang is kabata. Kaya naman tay als. Maski pa wala siya ka elementary, pwede gyud po siya mag-elementary kung depende sa iyang edad, ha?
Allah.
UMDG, that's aligned pa rin. Sige lang na siya kay
Oh my God.
SP na siya. Need man na siya ikuan good kung sa ni. Need siya pa-check out.
Na-remove na nako siya sa Zoom po, but I don't know how siya maka-draw. Gikik na nako po siya.
May mga howd na sila. Sige lang. Yan, mga UM Millennium, I will not tackle this ha, just giving you the brief background kung asa naka-align ang atong social dimension. Yan, CFSS, nanay siya sa itong public, child-friendly school system tayo lahat, even it's private or public, it's CFS, child-friendly tayo dapat sa school. Yan, may references, this one. Yan. And, thank you. That's it. We hack you daw. Na-hack yun ta. Well, it's gone. It's their attitude. They want to just show you. And that's the reality of today's generation. You are controlled by the gadget. You are controlled by the technology. Be the one controlled the technology, not technology controlled by you. And that's the evil work. But that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much.
May question.
Yes po, ma'am. We'll be entertaining questions right on the next slide po.
Stop sharing na lang
We'll
ako,
have the
ha?
host to, yes po. We'll have the host to facilitate po. Uy, ka-budget anyway.
Sige silang anong ninyo. Anyway, stop sharing this one into your, sa...
Yes po, ma'am. We turned down the live stream naman po because of this incidents.
Did you, posted the link from the other, speaker? No.
The other speaker, ma'am, kay gi-email lang po na mo. And the other speaker, wala ka na mo gi-publish sa social
do
media.
Do not publish this. Publish it, but remove the link. Kasi doon sila nagpasok. Doon sila nagpasok. Anyway, sige lang. It's, understandable nowadays. May mga hacker, may mga TSP. Okay lang. Doesn't matter. As long as we go on with our discussion and we do not mind them. Because if we mind them, mas kugara mo din sila. Am I right? You are educators,
yes,
educators man ta. Kasabot man ta anak nila.
First, I need to allow the MC to enter. So I will unlock the link for a moment so that the MC can enter and lock it again. So everyone, please be prepared for other intruders to enter the Zoom link, and our technical team will be on it and remove it right away. So please bear with us.
I gibalik na ko sa imo ang host Mami EJ, and I think sa imuha na ka-enable ang pag-enter sa host ko. Once again, to the participants and to our guest speaker, apology for what happened. No, kabadjud ani nila eh.
Ilang.
Gosh,
Asa
oh
man
my
ni
God.
sila gikan.
Okay, press I transfer the host sa imuha po.
Okay, thank you. And as for the waiting room, wala pa si host, no? Thank you.
Yes po, paki-allow po ako to share. I mean,
Alright, say.
co-host na lang po para ako lang ang maka-share.
Alright, okay na po. Before we continue, may I request all the students to rename your accounts or to rename your accounts in the participant section so that we can filter sa yung mga wala na rename and then ma-remove natin. And I think na-remove na po lahat ng hindi naka-rename. Kaya nakabalik na ba si Ami, Mami EJ?
She's still having difficulties on joining po.
Alright, sige.
Just wait for a while. Okay, so while waiting for our guwapa na MC, let's have a roll call of kinsa pa ang naadiri, kinsa pa yung mga bugtaw dira mga madi. So, let me hear. Naapa ba diri ang atong mga kinasakupan from agents? Agents, maghiyaw. Dance emojis. Kung unsa man yung na-feel dira karon mga madi. What do you feel right now? Can you send us your emojis? Agent. Okay. Hi, Press Mariano. Edith Betakura. Hello, mga agent. Okay. Karon. Asnisium. Napo ba mga asnisium? Okay.
So,
Abang pa.
Leave number 3, pangalan lang ni.
Let me hear asnisium. Napo ba mga asnisium na bilin? Okay, very good. Now, asa na ang atong mga ilustrado?
Okay, dogs. Sige, sige.
Ilustrado, naapa ba diri? Naapa ba ta mga madi? Mga people coming from ilustrado. Walay ilustrado, no? Busy mga person. Okay, let's go on with UMOFED. BPE, nandito ba ang mga taga UMOFED? UMOFED, naano ba? Okay, so our host for today has entered. Miss MC, please do take the virtual floor.
Alright, thank you very much for saving me, Mami EJ. And I sincerely apologize for the delay since we're having technical difficulty right here. Lahi ra jud ang internet sa Samalga. Well, anyway, ayun, that's a wrap for our 4 webinar topic with a title, The Power of Connection, Exploring the Social Dimensions of Teaching and Learning Process. Ma'am Rosalie, thank you very much po for sharing a lot of knowledge and building the foundation in the making of our profession in the field. We knew na super po ka-busy ng schedule ninyo ngayon, no? Marami pa tayong personal errands, professional errands, responsibility and obligations, but still you make time for us to share something new today. Thank you very much, Ma'am Rosalie, and we highly commend your time for us today. Stay put lang po, ma'am, because we will not end our webinar without a commendation for your time today. Ayun. And also, for our participants, we would like to remind all the participants to take the evaluation form as the basis of our e-certificates. The e-certificates will directly forward to your Yumido Now email account. However, to clear questions in our heads, let me open the door for the open forum. You may ask questions sa ating speaker today, and if ever walang questions, you may share your key takeaways. At the same time, we will also throw questions para sa inyo ha. However, these participations wouldn't be participated lang. Meron po tayong pa-wow effect ang CSG. 30 pesos po na isisend sa inyong GCash account. Sa lahat ng mga magpa-participate, we only need 5 persons to participate, the key takeaways, and for the question and answer portion. And those persons will receive a 30 pesos cash brought to you by the CTE-CSG. Ayan, may mga questions ba tayo dyan aside? Para sa ating valued speaker?
Any question, even if wala sa tuang kuan.
Oh, any question ba? Any question daw
lang
po,
naman,
even if wala sa discussion.
Yeah, if you want to know the reality in the field, I can answer.
Wow, sana all, ma'am.
I can answer kasi puro idea lang baya pa mo ha. It's like what I have been through before. Ideally, but in real life, it's different, very different.
True. Kasi natin dyan na sa mga graduating karon ma'am.
Diba?
Since na sila internship, like dyan daw kayo.
Internship.
I think our participants has no questions.
I'll be questioning anyone who can answer what I asked a while ago. Is respect freely given or earned? Miski ka mo pwede, sige daw. I just want to hear your thoughts about it. Is respect freely given or earned?
Is respect
freely
given or earned?
Or earned.
I freely given or earned.
Earned.
Anyone who would like to answer? May 30 pesos po tayo sa gusto mag-answer. Sige, mag-roll call ko for 8 organizations. For a minute lang po, ma'am, ha? Kiss. Any language is accepted daw. Sige, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's roll the ball. Let's hear something from Elites. Andito po ba si Ma'am Melinda Cabarlas pareho? Hello po. You may turn on your microphone po.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Pwede niyo po ba ma-share sa amin yung question ni ma'am?
Sige po. Bali po sa akin, bali yung respect po is earned kasi nandun na po kasi yun sa ating personality. But we can give respect to others. Ano lang, thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Ma'am Pareho. Our representative will reach you out para sa ating 30 pesos cash. Ma'am Rosalie, may another question pa po ba kayo?
I have no other question, but of course, no kanang opinion is, it's your own opinion, so wala man tayo mali, wala, tama tanan. For me lang for my own opinion, respect is freely given to everyone. You must respect even the driver, the persons whom you contacted everyday living, and it is the disrespect ang ma-earn. Ma-earn mo ang disrespect if you disrespect anyone. You earn disrespect of others if you disrespect them, di ba? Just like what kaganiha, kung kinsa man siya na disrespect, you earn my disrespect. For all of you, you earn my respect. Even if I do not know you, even if you're just a lay person, my respect is freely given to everyone.
Ayan. Parang golden rule lang, no? Ano yung ibinato mo, yun din yung babalik. Indeed.
And before I kuan pala I just want to say na do not stop learning, do not stop studying. If you graduate in this undergrad studies, di ba gusto mo mag-teacher? Kaya nag-education. Gawas lang gid kung mag-police mo after this one, especially the boys. And siguro na babae, if you want to continue learning, enroll master's degree. Kay when you are in real world, mas madali kayong promote if you have master's degree units. If you want to be a doctor degree, doctoral, enroll in doctoral after the master's degree. Kuan lang na siya kanang kuan na ako na siya sa inyo, future, advanced and po. Kay lisod kayo ma-promote sa public if wala kayong units, wala kayong master's degree. Parang advanced lang info sa inyo. That's lang. Kay lisod siya kung up to 20 years pa mo mahimong tito. Kuan lang, lahi lang siya kung namo units, mas dali mo ma-promote. Bata pa mo, pwede na mo ma-principal if you have a degree in master's and doctorate, doctoral program.
Masterals cutie.
Yun lang ako ang ikuan sa inyo, ha? Okay, in few years from now, we'll be seeing each other in the field of education in the DepEd.
Thank you sa advices, ma'am. Well, anyway, let's proceed to our question and answer. Let's have our last question. Sige, paunhanay ta diri na side, ha? Paunhanay. What are the 4 pillars of education? Again, what are the 4 pillars of education? Go! Uy, nag-una-una na. CSG, please help me to verify who got the correct answer and who sent it first. We have, I think, from Elites, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you have from Elites. We have Ma'am Alba, Mary Jean. Congratulations! Moving on tayo sa ating key takeaways. Share something what you have learned today. Sige, share something what you have learned today gikan sa kupunan ng agent. We have Ma'am Angel May Villarta. Hello! Sa letrang A from agent. Nandito ba ngayon si Ma'am? Nawala sa ako. Okay, move on ta from agent gyapon ha. Nandito ba ngayon si Yumilka Bitakura? Ma'am Yumilka, may halong Chinese ka, Ma'am. Yumilka. Yan, nandito ba siya today? Hello, hello. Share something what you have learned lang, anak. Sige. Mag-ato sa to sa science. Kay pila ko naa si Raymond Abrego diri ah. Hi, Mon! Go ahead. Moving forward sa elites ng organization, let's hear something from Justin Wapanyo. Gumay nung participant. Go, guys! Since our participants, pila ko na mahapayod sila na pas gikabuhi na sila ron ba? Balik lang ta sa tuang question and answer. Paunhanay gihapon eh guys ha? Paunhanay gihapon. We have here another question. To give social dimension a meaning. To give social dimension a meaning, schools should work with the blank. Again, to give social dimension a meaning, school should work with a blank. Start siya sa letter C. To give school dimension a meaning, a school should work with. Yes, I think we've got it right from the Semaphil. Also, Melissa. The community is the correct answer. Another 2 questions. TVET stands for. TVET stands for. Go. TVET stands for. Dun, 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 dun. Yon, may nag-answer na dito. Technical, vocational education, and training. Yes, you got it right from the BS in English. We have Mom Regine. Congratulations. And for the last question, what is the topic of our 4th webinar? Again, what is the topic for our 4th webinar? Ano sa topic sa itong webinar karon? Go, guys! You can do it, CTE can do it. Yes, may nag-answer na dito. We have from Justine, the power of connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching and learning. Congratulations sa ating mga winners! Our CSG officers will monitor our students who participated during the Q&A and will directly send or will directly send a PM para sa ilang nga GCash account. However, as our as we are about to come to an end, please do not forget to take our evaluation link as the basis of our e-certificates. Thank you very much. Before to come to an end, let us commend the time and the effort given by our valued speaker. By that, allow me to read the following citation for the giving of certificates. Yon, Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to Ma'am Rosalie Tadifa Sumampong for sharing her invaluable insights and expertise as a guest speaker during the conduct of the first webinar of Ido Kumustahan 2023, a joint program for mental health awareness and educational webinar series entitled The Power of Connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching and learning, with the revolving theme of expanding support for students' mental health and excellence in educational contexts, held last May 3, 2023, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. online via Zoom meeting platform. Given this third day of May 2023 at the University of Mindanao Main Campus, Matina, Davao City, signed by our CTE-CSG President, Neilbert Ranner, together with our CTE-CSG advisor, Dean Dr. Jocelyn B. Pacaswat. Congratulations, ma'am. Also, certificate will be presented to the students. For our student certificate of participation, the certificate is hereby presented to CTE participants for his or her active participation during the conduct of our fourth webinar of Ido Kumustahan 2023, a joint program for mental health awareness and educational webinar series entitled The Power of Connection, Exploring the Social Dimensions of Teaching and Learning, with the revolving theme of expanding support for students' mental health and excellence in educational contexts, held last May 3, 2023, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. online via Zoom meeting platform. Given this third day of May 2023 at the University of Mindanao Main Campus, Matina, Davao City, signed by our CSG President Nilbert Ranner, together with our advisor Arnold J. Ilag and our College Dean Dr. Jocelyn B. Bacasman. Thank you and congratulations to all the participants. To be updated on the following list of scheduled webinar, let me call on our Public Information Officer, Miss EJ Lugma, for the announcements.
Hello, good morning, GT excellent people. So the CTE-CSG, are sorry for the technical issues we had earlier, and thank you for understanding and being patient with us. So, City excellent people, I hope this message finds you well and that you have been enjoying our Edu Kumustahan 2023 webinar series despite the things that happened. So we have recently concluded our first webinar, which was focused on the importance of cognitive, emotional, and social development last April 29, 2023. Our second webinar, entitled Building Resilience Strategies for Cognitive, Emotional, and Social Development, and our webinar 3, Strategic Lesson Planning, a key to unlocking our teaching potential, was held yesterday. And now our webinar 4, The Power of Connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching and learning, is currently ongoing. And we are delighted to see your active participation for today's webinar, as well as to you, Ma'am Rosalie Tadifa Sumampong, for accepting our invitation and sharing such informative webinar session. And also, we thank you for your patience with us during the whole duration of our webinar. Ma'am, thank you so much. Moving forward, we have two more webinars lined up, each tackling various aspects of education and development. We have webinar 5, entitled Maximizing Online Resources for Effective Research, which will commence this afternoon at exactly 1 p.m. and hoping to see you all later. And our webinar 6, entitled Breaking Barriers, Exploring Gender and Development in Education Context. As always, we value your feedback and invite you to fill out the evaluation form after each webinar to help us improve and tailor our content to your needs. Please note that screenshots of the participants were taken during the webinar, so we kindly ask those who did not attend not to fill out the form. To stay updated on all the latest details and information, please make sure to stay tuned to our official channels and keep an eye out for any announcements. We kindly remind everyone to mark your calendars and save the dates for the upcoming webinars. We promise to provide more valuable insights and strategies to enhance your holistic learning experience. Again, thank you for your continued support, and we'll look forward to seeing you in our future webinars and events.
Yon, thank you very much, Mommy EJ. Again, do not forget to take our evaluation form. So Yunha, never miss the following webinars prepared for your mental health and educational growth. We have still 2 webinars to go. Kaya, never miss that one. Magkita-kita pa taon niyang hapon. No? Well, anyway, to formally come to an end, our 4th webinar series for EduCumustan 2023, let me call on the screen our ever outstanding CTE-CSG president, no other than Mr. Neil Renner, for his final remarks.
Alright, so ayan, good morning, CTE excellent people. Let me formally start. To our dearest, ever supportive Dean of the College of Teacher Education, Ma'am Jocelyn Viva Casmot, our dynamic program heads, starting with BS Ed Program Head Sir Joey C. Oliveros, our BS NED, BSc Ed, and B-Ed Program Head, Ma'am Charmaine V. Banias, and our DP Program Head, Sir Junal J. Versano, to our dearest guest speaker, Ma'am Rosalie Sumampong, to our participants, visitors, thank you so much for joining us today in this morning session, the webinar 4 of the educational webinar series entitled The Power of Connection, Exploring the Social Dimensions of Teaching and Learning. And we hope that you found this webinar informative, engaging, and thought-provoking. This webinar was designed for you aspiring teachers, or for us aspiring teachers who would like to understand the critical role that social interactions or dimensions play in the classroom, and of course in the way we teach in our future endeavors. And on behalf of the CTE-CSG, I would like to apologize for what happened earlier. And fortunately, we have traced the student na gumawa nun, and he is from the neighboring school, and we will be keep on touch on filing a misconduct sa ginawa niyo, no? And we hope that you are still, and nandito pa rin kayo mamaya for our webinar 5, which will be tackling about maximizing the online tools on effective pedagogical research for the 21st century. And of course, we hope and we will assure that hindi na mangyari yung nangyari kanina, because our speaker this afternoon will be coming from St. Dominic College of Asia, and also a graduate school professor of the National University. And yes, we also encourage your participation for our upcoming webinar. And going back to this webinar, our esteemed speaker has shared her invaluable insights and strategies and how we can foster social connections among our students, and how to ultimately enhancing our academic achievement and well-being. And I guess you have learned how to create an inclusive and welcoming learning environment where you and your students can thrive, feel a sense of belonging, and develop a meaningful relationship with both their peers and, of course, our colleagues and, of course, our co-teachers in the future. As you embark on your learning, as we embark on our teaching journey, we encourage you to reflect on the key takeaways that this webinar brought us and incorporate these insights into our practice anytime soon. And we believe that these strategies and techniques that you have learned in today's webinar will serve you well, and not only in the classroom, but also in our future endeavors. Once again, on behalf of the College of Teacher Education faculty and staff, and also the College of Teacher Education College Student Government, we thank you for joining us, and we look forward for seeing you at the future webinars. And keep learning and keep growing. And remember that the power of connection is essential to fostering successful learning experience for us all. And once again, thank you so much, and see you this afternoon, mga guys.
Yun. Thank you very much, Fresnio. Moving on naman tayo para sa ating photo opportunity. I am requesting everyone to kindly turn on your cameras para sa ating photo op. Guided by our station representative, Miss Christy Gupiteo.
Good morning, everyone. Kindly turn on your cameras and ready your smiles. So, first slide. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, done na.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. That's our wrap for our fourth webinar, The Power of Connection, exploring the social dimensions of teaching learning process. This might be the end of our fourth topic for the Ido Kumustahan 2023 joint webinar series, but we hope the inputs we knew today will guide in our daily lives and to the profession that we are making today. Magkita-kita pa taon niyang hapon ha, alauna kayod na. Ito po ang inyong lingkod host, Miss Abby Jean P. Godalkiver. Have a safe day and may God bless your purposeful journey. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining our webinar. See you this afternoon. And we'll be changing the link. We will just heads up your representatives and organization presidents to go on to prevent what had happened earlier. So we'll be changing the link. So we will restrict the distribution on sa mga group chats na lang po. Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Rosalie. We will be sending you an email din po. Officers, while the remaining students from the CPE are leaving the meet, officers magpabilin sa taha.